I'm not kidding you. A 80-something-year-old lady just stopped and asked me for help. 3 men passed me by. Teach your kids better. Golly. Hey, I don't need no man. I can handle my own. But there might be somebody out here that can't. Breaking their dang back, loading a dishwasher. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. Late at night, I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero.
A female truck driver completely snapped while unloading cargo at a warehouse. She was doing the work alone while a group of men stood around outside, walking, watching, not helping.
Because y'all are watching me unload my goddamn truck instead of fucking helping. Like, what kind of men are y'all? That shit blows me.
To her, it didn't feel like job duties. It felt like being stared at, ignored, and treated like a show instead of a worker. She said it was uncomfortable and disrespectful. But the comments exploded immediately. A lot of people fired back and said, "This is the job you signed up for. Unloading is part of being a driver. No one stopped you. No one forced you to do it alone. Not helping doesn't mean they owe you anything." Others went even harder and said, "Equality doesn't mean people jump in and do your work for you. If you can do the job, you do the job." So now that's the real argument. Is this about disrespect or is it about work boundaries? Was she being treated unfairly or did she turn "no one helped me" into a gender issue? Comment section, say it straight.
Modern women are delusional in that they expect men to play the traditional man's role, while they redefine their roles to whatever they want. If men have a duty to be chivalrous, to protect women and children, to provide and sacrifice, then women also have a duty to value that sacrifice, show respect, and take accountability in return, and not turn sacrifice into entitlement. So for the female truck driver, I do know for a fact that as a truck driver, you are not allowed to handle products from another trucking company due to, liability concerns. So that if the product gets damaged, your company could be held responsible. And so a truck driver is only permitted to handle the cargo assigned to his truck. She wanted the job, then she should do the job. Welcome to the world of men. Both men and women have duties and responsibilities that are granted by their natures and design. Women cannot complain. Men don't uphold theirs, while they are not willing to fulfill theirs either. We live in the most liberated era in human history, where women have unprecedented access to education, careers, wealth, mobility, and choice. And yet we are more medicated than ever. We are exhausted, isolated, and deeply unsatisfied. If feminism really was made to free us as women, to finally give us the ability to follow our dreams and happiness, then why are we more miserable than ever before? Feminism has sold the idea that men and women are interchangeable in all domains, but biology doesn't care about ideology. This is Shattered Families. If you want more real breakdowns like these, make sure you like and subscribe. Now, if you have listened to this point and you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now, because we break down stories like this and connect them to the bigger questions men are asking about relationships today.
I am so ready for the day when a large, massive, angry, raging mob of women these men with their bare hands. I'm ready for the day. I'm willing to lead the charge. Okay, ladies? These men can't live in the world that we're building, which is why they need to be beaten and destroyed. Destroyed. I want to see some like June pulled at the end of The Handmaid's Tale when she had that angry mob of women in the woods and they destroyed Fred Waterford.
Okay. This is from the New York Times. This is from about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
As a woman was raped, train riders failed to intervene, police say. And this was just the first story I was able to pull up about 5 years ago now. I think it was 5 years ago. I did a video on my main channel, men are refusing to help women and children. It got millions of views. And it was just like this 15-minute thing of me talking about it. There were a handful of stories. One, a woman was on a train and some guy started getting in her face, schmoozing on her and being really aggressive, and no man would intervene. And then she was really angry and she was like, why wouldn't any man stand up for me? Well, there's a lot of reasons why they won't do it.
There is quite literally nothing that aggravates me more than the amount of men that I see on the New York City subway that do not stop to help women at all. I will see women struggling with literally like 60-pound strollers. They have a baby on their arm. I will literally sit there and I'll wait and I'll be like, okay, let's see how long it's gonna be. Some man obviously has to see this lady struggle. I'm watching them looking at her. No, they don't. Why am I, the 126-pound woman, helping this woman push a 60-pound stroller up a staircase because you guys won't help her? I see girls struggling with suitcases all the time, women struggling with groceries, y'all just sitting around. Not all of y'all are in a rush. I don't know where y'all going. Most of y'all don't even got no damn jobs. Act like a man.
And this is why women say, we picked the bear. We picked the bear. And he knows I'm recording him too. Because there's so many empty ellipticals and you picked the one right next to me. What was the reason? What was the reason? I know you hear me. What was the reason? Now we're both uncomfortable.
Guys, I'm so overstimulated. It's like I'm carrying like heavy bags. And it's like this man was watching me, full grown ass men watching me struggle to carry my bags and no one is helping me. I'm just like, what sort of generation is this? You can clearly see me struggling and you're not helping me? How rude.
For years now, the message has been loud and clear. We don't need men. Women keep saying we are independent. We don't need men. We can do it ourselves. Even more recently, women said they would rather pick a bear than being alone with a man. Newsflash. That bear doesn't tolerate disrespect though. Some men can still do. You choose the bear and don't fetch him honey for breakfast. He will eat you instead. When you tell men you don't need them, eventually they stop showing up. And it's not just that, men are thinking, what if I help and it gets misinterpreted? What if it turns into something else? Because we all know there have been real cases where men helping women backfired. So now the mindset becomes better to mind my business than risk the problem. Chivalry used to be simple. Men see a woman struggling, they help, no questions. But today, the rules are unclear. And when the rules are not clear, men default to safest option. Do nothing. There is a new conscription rule in Germany that young men between 17 to 45, I think, are no longer allowed to leave Germany for longer than 3 months without permission. Now, I asked these women, is this a male privileged feminists cry about? Why didn't feminists protest this and demand the same rules for women? In 2025, Switzerland aimed to change their current system where only men are conscripted into military or civil protection to a gender neutral system mandatory for all Swiss citizens. Guess what? 84% voted against it, mostly women. Women want to be in men's job, they want to be in men's spaces. They're asking for equality and a 50-50 rule. All right, so why are they voting against the conscription in Switzerland? Why don't they go to the war front and fight the battles? I wonder. So now you get moments like the woman struggling in public to load her dishwasher with men watching nearby and a whole lot of silence. Not because men suddenly became heartless, no, but because the social contract changed. You can't spend years saying, we don't need men, and then be surprised when men step back. Independence sounds good until it is heavy, and no man is coming to the rescue. So, what do you think? Is this men being cold or just adapting to a new reality? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. By the way, Butter is not here today, but I have Ash, and we will see you in the next one.